Hello and welcome to a special edition of Pwned direct from Orlando, Florida.
We're at Tiburon Studio, one of the biggest developers of EA Sports games.
Yes, you guessed it. This is the Pwned EA Sports Special.
This is the Pwned EA Sports Special. EA Pwned. It's in the show.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, Andrew Anthony there, the legend, the voice of EA Sports.
Tiburon is EA's second largest studio, and the development teams here produce some of the world's top titles.
We've been given exclusive access to some of EA Sports' biggest games, so without further ado, let's tell you what's coming up on the show. We find out how EA Sports began, how it's changed and where it's heading in the future.
I go in depth with the team here at Tiburon to get the facts on the newly released Madden NFL 12.
I talked to Tiger Woods' PGA Tour lead producer, Brent Nielsen, about the evolution of EA's golfing game from PGA Tour Golf to the Masters.
And we find out about EA Sports Season Ticket, which gives you exclusive early access to 5 of their upcoming games.
But first, news on NBA Jam On Fire Edition.
The game still has all your favourite moves, spins and dunks, but also a whole host of extra new features.
They've improved on the gameplay with attack mode, where gamers can swamp players on the fly, Fire Team, where you can ignite your entire team, and Razzle Dazzle, special moves that let you express yourself in the middle of gameplay.
The game also contains over 125 current NBA superstars, nearly 50 NBA legends, 27 mascots and secret teams as well.
It's out in the autumn.
Now a treat for you people who are into your retro games. What we're going to do right now is go back, way back.
Back into time. Nice. Electronic Arts have been making sports games for over 20 years now. One thing's for sure, if it involves competition, famous names, a ball or even a puck, they've probably made a game about it.
Matt caught up with Global Vice President of EA Sports, Chris Erb, to ask him how EA Sports began, how it's evolved and what direction its games are heading in.
Chris, EA Sports has been around for about 20 years now. Where did it all start?
It started before EA Sports was around, actually. I think our first real sports game was Madden football, and it started, back in the early 80s. So it really grew out of EA seeing the success of the Madden franchise and how it kind of grew into the EA Sports brand that it is today.
You started off as EA Sports Network, but then you changed to EA Sports. Why was that?
I think the early branding of EA Sports Network was, our first kind of foray into that. Obviously, our friends at ESPN not super excited about that, so we need to build our own brand and our own franchise. So I think EA Sports made a lot of sense.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports, It's in the Game is kind of something that came out of when we started the brand. I don't think anyone that creates a brand knows what's going to catch on and what's really going to stick, and I think that was what we felt was really good and authentic at the time, and it's just like Just Do It for Nike, right? I'm sure they didn't know how great that was going to be, and you stick with it and you grow with it.
What was the defining leap in technology that has got you to where you are making sports games today?
When we look back and what was our big growth moment, I think was the move from PS1 to PS2. I think the key title or franchise was Madden 2001. I think everything kind of changed when we launched that game. The quality, the visuals were stronger. It was the first time we put an athlete on the cover with Eddie George, and that was really kind of our launch title for PS2 that year.
And with the advent of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, would you say that's just helped you make games look more realistic?
The PS3 and the Xbox 360 both deliver really good kind of visual quality, but I also think the platforms are really good. There's so many things that you can do with both platforms, the downloads, the online capabilities, the connectivity with them. We're really impressed with this generation of hardware that's out.
Online gaming is massive these days. Where did it all start for you and your games?
We started probably the generation around PlayStation and Xbox really started to get online, and that's when we got really serious about it. So whether you're competing nationally or globally in games, or you're just kind of connecting with friends or family, I think the online's been a really important part of our business.
So what's the future for EA Sports?
What we're seeing with the digital downloads, the direct-to-consumers, the mobile platforms is really where we're looking. The future is, as those technologies grow, how do we stay fresh and in front of where that stuff goes, and how to really deliver the best experiences consumers on any platform.
Here in the United States, NFL is big business, and the yearly sellout fixture at Wembley Stadium shows just how popular it is in the UK as well.
The team that developed Madden NFL 12 have just finished making the latest game in the series, and Sean got to chat to some of them about what's in the game and just what goes into making it.
The game's finished. Let's talk Madden 12. What did you want to achieve in this game?
This year, kind of like every other year you've seen with Madden, is we really want to try to be the most authentic sports simulation possible and, basically recreate the NFL. So everything you see on Sundays in our game.
The big push for us this year was realism. We wanted to get that immersive experience for everyone into the game. So we added a bunch of new elements, and from the second that someone puts the new game into the console, it will be a whole new experience.
So the all-new collision system, it sounds like something minor, but when you play it and you get your hands on it, it's immediately different. Is that collisions don't start until we actually touch as players.
As someone's going to be tackled, the way that the bodies interact and the way that the arms grab and the players go down is so much more realistic than ever before. Some great new mechanics, and I think gives the game a really, really solid, positive feel.
On top of that, we also put all new defensive AI and brand new zone logic. Makes a huge difference, makes defense much more fun to play and realistic. It seems like common sense, but the technology is so advanced behind this that it really took us a while to get to where we're at.
And to top that all off, we used our new player degradation system. It sort of tells the story of the game in terms of how hard were these guys playing and what kind of weather were they playing in, and the uniform really tells the story.
The thing that I'm most excited about is we have all 32 unique team intros. I'm a Bears fan, so I love watching Jay Cutler run out of the big giant Bears inflatable helmet, so that's really, really cool. And the one thing we know working on this franchise is that every player, every stadium, every team is somebody's favorite. If you're a Jets fan, watching the Jets and Sanchez fly out of the tunnel is really, really cool. And the camera work is absolutely incredible.
Well, we had our Canada studio come down and give us a presentation on some new tech that they were developing that was essentially very similar to what James Cameron was using in Avatar. We did a few tests and we were very impressed with the results.
We actually worked with NFL film cinematographers, had them come to the studio and actually record Madden, record those intros as though they were in an NFL game, but they're actually looking at Madden. So when you see all that camera work during the replays and all of that, that's actually being filmed by NFL Films guys who are the best in the business.
Everything that you see the game through, it's through these new lenses, and it's just such a fresh and actual authentic experience.
He cruises in for the touchdown.
Dynamic player performance allows us to recreate players how they play on Sunday. Again, going back to that, sort of everything you see on Sunday. A great example is a guy like Eli Manning, the quarterback of the New York Giants, notoriously gets shaken and gets sacked a few times, and he'll just start getting happy feet. He'll start to scramble around. He'll throw interceptions. He'll throw bad passes. That can now be recreated in our game. So if you sack Eli a few times, you'll see his confidence will drop. He can't throw the balls accurately, and he'll literally just, again, it's just like you see him in real life. You see Giants fans, when Eli starts to get sacked, they just put the logo like this because they know it's coming.
It's the hot and cold streaks, right? So Michael Vick's a great example. So he went through a 3-game streak last year where he was literally playing some of the best football of anybody ever at that position. And so now with that persistence in franchise mode, if he gets hot, whether you're facing him or whether you're playing with him, if he gets hot, that'll persist from game to game and he'll be able to ride that momentum. And that's a really big deal for our franchise fans.
So there's 100+ new franchise mode improvements. They're from some small little tweaks that we've been asked for to some major overhauls.
So everything from expanded rosters and cut days to improved draft logic to CPU trades. I think you look at shows like Hard Knocks a couple years ago when Danny Woodhead got cut. They see these emotional stories play out on TV and they're like, why don't you have that in Madden?
If something amazing happens in a game, so last year there was a time where Deshaun Jackson returned a punt to beat the Giants again at the end of the game. In that case, we actually can create that scenario, push it to your console, and you can play it the next week. It definitely is the best feeling playing Madden we've ever had.
Sit back and enjoy as we bring you one of the greatest sporting spectacles on earth.
The guys here at Tiburon obviously get to play all the latest EA Sports games before anyone else.
They've even got their own arcade.
I know, amazing. But now there's a way that you guys can do that as well.
To do that, you'll need EA Sports Season Ticket, which gives you access to loads of exclusive content. Pay attention, here's an information overload. EA Sports Season Ticket gives fans exclusive early access to 5 popular games, 20% off PDLC and free premium web content.
All of these benefits, along with other benefits that simply aren't available to gamers who aren't part of the club.
You can buy Season Ticket now for a 12-month period for 2,000 Microsoft points over Xbox Live.
With your Season Ticket, you get early access to favourite EA Sports games.
Season Ticket subscribers can download full versions of the next iterations of Tiger Woods PGA Tour, NHL, FIFA and Madden NFL 3 days before release and play them to the full.
Now that you're able to download the game for 3 full days before it ships, you can go ahead and grab Madden, grab NHL, grab FIFA, maybe some of these other EA Sports games, that you wouldn't typically buy.
When the game comes out, you can decide whether you want to buy it from the shops, and if you do, you can carry on from where you left off with all your save games and achievements intact.
You're going to be able to bring that over to the game that you go and purchase from the shelves. So when you fire that one up, all your progress is still there. You haven't lost anything. In fact, you've got a leg up on the competition.
You'll also get an automatic 20% discount on all EA Sports downloadable content, free premium web content,
and a special EA Sports season ticket badge for your in-game and online profile, so everyone knows you're part of the club.
When you are a season ticket holder for any regular sport, that's what you want to do. You want to tell people, I'm a season ticket holder for Man United or for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So that's EA Sports season ticket.
If you're into your EA Sports games, go check it out. Here's a little fact for you. If Tiger Woods was in the first PGA Tour golf game back in 1990, he'd have been 14, which is why he wasn't.
I took to the greens of the Grand Cypress Golf Club here in Orlando to find out how the game's progressed from 2D animations and power meters to fully motion captured golfers on the greens of Augusta. Is it fair to say things were pretty simple to begin with and then you improved the game from there?
Yeah, so in the early days it was not 3D and sprites for the players, and their swings would all look the same, and basic physics. Even back in that time, it was seen as pretty amazing.
And what were the first big innovations in those early days?
Probably the biggest innovation goes back to '99 when we actually signed Tiger Woods. He was just on a meteoric rise. I mean, that was really big. That was a big deal for gamers to be able to, again, what would it be like if I had the skills of someone like a Tiger Woods, driving the ball over 300 yards and hitting irons that I could put within a couple of feet of the pin.
And when the PlayStation 2 and GameCube came along, you switched to an analog control system. Did gamers receive that well?
Before you kind of got the fidelity of analog control, it was that representation of you'd click to start your swing, click at the top of your swing, and then click in the sweet spot of your swing. And that move to analog just took it from more of a video game, golf game, to a much more realistic simulation of a golf game. Actually being able to draw the club back and being able to tweak the swing in a way to be able to shape shots like hit a draw or hit a fade.
A solid par.
Another huge innovation was when we introduced the game face, and that was the ability to create yourself and put yourself in the game, and it basically set the gold standard for character creation in sports simulation games.
Your development team must have loved it when the Wii came out.
You can only imagine the response that gamers had when they actually felt like they could have a golf club in their hand and swing a golf club. It again just brought the game to a new level of realism and authenticity. It kind of made them feel that much closer to standing on a course, swinging a club, but again, actually having the skills of a professional golfer. Wii Motion Plus was another huge leap forward as far as motion control. The ability to actually get wrist movement in there to be able to shape shots and hit draws and fades. The inclusion of the disc golf when Wii Motion Plus came out was seen as a big innovation. In 2008, the GamerNet feature was introduced. They're basically challenges that you could then post online that your friends could then try and beat, and you would earn points based on how difficult the challenge was. Again, a huge online innovation that really started tapping more into the social elements of golf and social elements of sports video gaming.
There were some big online additions in Tiger Woods 10. Can you tell us about those?
We would take the actual scores from a tournament that was happening live. You could be playing on the course with the weather conditions that were actually happening in real life, and you could play the game virtually, lock in step with the pros that were actually playing in a tournament on that weekend.
Your newest game, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12, the Masters, featured Augusta. Do you think that's why it was such a big hit?
Actually provide fans of golf the opportunity to play the hallowed grounds of Augusta National was something that was huge. We had our crew that creates our environments, go out to Augusta National and actually laser scan the course to actually get that authentic representation. And that laser scanning technology, again, just brought realism in our golf games to yet another level. And now looking forward to things like Connect, I really believe that immersion of being able to put people and make them feel like they are literally standing on a golf course, swinging a golf club, and being able to play some of the most amazing courses in the world.
That's it for the Pwned EA Sports Special. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget you can email us at pwned@ea.com, and you can subscribe to us by clicking on the yellow box that's appeared somewhere on screen now.
You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Electronic Arts.
Or you can go on the Book of Face at facebook.com/Electronic Arts UK.
Well, that's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.